Hey, very nice to see you. In today's video I will teach you how John Mayer uses the lower strings on the neck to sound more like Stevie Ray Vaughan. I will teach you 7 different licks from 7 different live performances. Let's check them out and then let's go to the lesson.
Let it rip, let it rip, let it rip.
I think there's a motive that you can really see in these licks. He's using the root octaves of the key he's in on the E and D string, also with the pinky on the minor third interval, also on the low E string, and he's often using the blue note to go down the scale or up the scale, and he really gets this bold tone. Well, enough talking, let's check out the first example.
Let it rip, let it rip, let it rip.
Now this lick is pretty cool. He's already using that octave and blue note idea which I talked about in the intro. Now this is all the pop song by Chirion thinking out loud in the key of C major, but he's really using the minor pentatonic to give it this SRV bluesy vibe. So he's starting out with the 8th fret with B string and E string. In the first minor position. Bending up the blue note, the 4th interval to the blue note. And coming back, and then going all the way to the 8th fret of A string. And he's not picking these pull-offs here, that's important. Because he's gonna do that huge reverse strum here onto the hammer onto the blue note. You really see it in the video, and you have to make sure that all the other strings are muted so you can really dig in. Then pinky on the minor third here, 11th fret, and the thumb plays the low C. And then he goes to the C octave at the G string. Then minor third at the G string, 8th fret with the index, and then 3 times the C note here at the D string with some vibrato. Now this is really a Stevie Ray Vaughan Hendrix style lick, especially with the switch from a B string during the bend to a G string. It's really Hendrix-like. He's starting out with a thumb with the low G. And then he's digging into that bend on the 6th fret B string. And he's switching to the G string during the bend. A pretty cool thing to sound like, to make a lick sound more vocal, in my opinion. Then that quick slide to the 7th fret G string. And then again. Again, the use of the blue note here. but this time not with a hammer-on pull-off, but with a quick slide. And again, pinky on the minor third, and a thumb on the low G, on the lower octave. Now this lick is pretty cool as well. He's starting out with the index, in this case, on the lower root, which is in this case the F sharp. But only because he's gonna alternate between the E and the A string so much, so it doesn't really make sense to use the thumb here. That's really if he's playing the higher octave after that. Then that makes sense, but here he's doing... And then in the end it makes sense to use the thumb, so... Really not a difficult lick, but pretty cool and pretty bold sound. And then this SOV style ending, which is just a minor third, a slight bend on that, and then pull-offs. And in this case, all finger-picked. Now this one is from the same track but a different live performance. He's starting out on the lower strings as well to begin the solo, so it's either a slide or a hammer-on. I think it's a hammer-on. Pretty cool playing around with the blue notes here. Could be a slide as well. This lick you really see doesn't have to be too complicated. He's just using that to go to the G note, to the root note. And then goes to the G triad. Now this is also using some double stops and the blue note, and here it goes. Here again, this cool blue note ending. Now he's starting out by playing the root note, the D note in this case. Bending to the blue note here with the middle finger. Then a hammer on onto the 12th fret. Going to the D note. And then these double stops here. That's really a motif he's using in a lot of solos and a lot of licks. So going from root note and then playing this octave lick. And then in the end he's bending that minor third just a little bit and playing the root note again. It's really like that Texas Flood Stevie Ray Vaughan lick he plays in the intro. Now this is really using some of these ideas we have talked before, but in a clever way. He's using it as a call and response with himself, basically. So this is in the key of F. And he's bending the blue note to fifth interval with the middle finger, which is very cool. And then again, going to the low octave with a thumb. Oh, this comes later. It's just some good vibrato on the high octave here. He's then doing that again. And then comes the variation. Hammer onto the fifth interval from a blue note. And then pull off from the blue note to a fourth interval. And then again, this fast ending, which we add in another lick. Very Stevie Ray Vaughan. If you learned something in this video, then please leave a like, subscribe to the channel down below. It would really mean the world to me. Also consider supporting me on Patreon, where you will find downloadable tabs, early access to all my videos and more. I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.